I have a wheelchair, I have a walker, I have oxygen in-house and in the cylinders that you take with you when you leave. I have a CPAP or a BiPAP. I use, well, I mean, I have medicines, but basically that's just oxygen mostly. I'm on 3.5 liters at night. And when I can't breathe, it's like someone has their hands around my throat and they're cutting off my airway. I can't tell you how many nights and how scary it is to sit on the side of the bed wondering if you're going to be able to draw your next breath. The old provider that I had, I think if you had to do a comparison, they were more personable. They were local. They checked on me every month. They actually had a nurse that came out and she would take my blood pressure and check the equipment and see if I needed any new supplies. And I felt very comfortable with that. When the change came about, it was with someone that I didn't know. I didn't have a choice. There was no choice given to me. They just appeared one day and put their equipment in here and then disappeared. I didn't see them. I didn't hear from them. They never called. I had equipment in here that I called about because I had a couple of concerns, and they never called me back. And it was like 2 years they were here, and that no one had ever come to check the equipment or do anything. Where the original people that I had, they came on a monthly basis. The differences between the equipment is night and day. The first one was superior to what I now use, and I had to physically ask for the portable unit. They didn't bring it when they first came. And I said, well, you know, how can you compare what you had with what I'm now having to survive with? But there again, they're nowhere near the personal service that I got, nor the equipment that I got. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know if one was very expensive and one is less expensive. Obviously, if you put it out for bids, which you did, it's less expensive to go with the people that I currently have. But I don't think that you can compare. I lost far more than what I have gained, and the personal comfort of knowing that there's someone there that you have something in common with, that you can talk to. They're familiar with you. They know you because they come into your house. They know what your situation is. I called that first company if I rarely had anything that came up, but if I did, they were there within hours to solve my problem. The other people, I couldn't even get on the telephone. So, I mean, I don't know. And the woman, when I finally got in touch with her, she said, oh, well, we only go up there once a week. I thought, well, lady, if I was dying, what am I supposed to do, you know? So, I mean, that's the kind of things that you're putting up with, and it doesn't make you feel very secure. I was not. The lady that came to service me every month with the old company, she had called me and told me about 30 or 45 days of that there was the change, that it had been let out for bids, that someone else had successfully bid on the contract, and they were no longer going to be my supplier. And I thought, man, this is terrible, you know. And I mean, that was the only lead time or lead in or anything. But we had nothing to say about this. It just transpired. Yes, initially I thought, well, I really don't, there's nothing I can do about it. It's a done deal, you know. And then after the first company whom I loved left, and then I was saddled with the second company. After I wasn't getting responses from these people, when I called, I said, you know, this is absurd. So I called Medicare, And I said, hey, look, I don't know what's going on, but these people are ignoring me and I need to talk with someone. And then I called and I complained to them about the service. And I said, Medicare is being billed on a monthly basis because I get things from some service that gives you a summary every month on what has been cleared through Medicare and Medicaid. And I said, you guys are sitting up there paying for this oxygen every month, only I'm not getting it, and I'm not getting the service that I should be getting. And I said, how can you continue to ignore the fact that they are getting paid or they send you these bills, I'm assuming that you're paying them, otherwise I wouldn't have any oxygen to breathe. So, how can this go on? It's just this big ball rolling downhill. It just keeps perpetrating itself over and over again. And I'm telling you that no one's been to my house. It's been over 2 years and I've had this service. Is there not something that I can do about this? And so I actually filed a complaint with them, and I haven't heard anything or what happened or anything, but I told them that I was going to seek another supplier on my own. And that's what I had to do. I had to call somebody else and ask them if they would pick me up, or if they could, what steps do I need to go through to get you to deliver my oxygen? And I did that only because I understood I couldn't go back to the first people because the government would not allow it, as far as being within the parameters of whatever the contract was. So that's where we are. I can understand the government trying to save money, but there are many areas they could save in that. When you're messing with people's lives and oxygen is necessary to live, then I don't feel that should be one of the things that they have the right to come in and change on you. I would like to tell them to please consider all the issues that are there, not just what's the cheapest thing to buy.